Well, Toku, sorry. Well, Toku fans, I'm back with one last video for the night. Reviewing episode uh, 14, yeah. Episode 14 of No.1 Sentai Gozyuger. Now, now, a lot more things have come out since my last video on Gozyuger. But, yeah, we got official first look at the new Sixth Ranger for No.1 Sentai Gozyuger, Goju Polar. We got a description of his character and what his reasons to be part of the No.1 battle. Being part of the Wind Wars. Can't remember his name, but he's actually he actually was it was actually another Battle of the Rings competition for it, and he won, saving the world. Most uncommon event that all the past Sentai mecha had to battle. Well, that's kind of vague right now, but we'll probably get more information as the character appears. His name has been revealed, but the actor playing him has not yet been cast. But I'm curious to see what his personality would be like. Well, all such a unique cast of characters. How's Dynamite's going to shape up? I don't know. I do agree that Sakito from Mojo was more of an afterthought, especially in the opening and ending. Just look at the opening. The scenes he was in. Well, they did properly update the opening, but the opening ending party is opening. You know, when the woman just come down. He was not even added. Like, that's just a little lazy. And what's even more lazy is the ending. It didn't even bother to update the feature. It didn't bother to update the feature on him and Bundi. So yeah, but I did like Sakito's character, but you know what I mean. And this can be a problem sometimes. Sometimes the Six Rangers introduced after the initial arc. They sometimes feel like an afterthought in the story. But one of the most involved characters of the Six Rangers was Jeremy Tinoja, as he had one of the best storylines out there. He had one of the best arcs out there, especially in the post time skip where he took the fall for what something a monster did. And that was a great moment. And the other Tinojas were really upset that the friend had taken the fall for something they did. It was a really cool moment, and I talked about it in my review of the episode. God, I think it's 2 years now since then. There's a change of it since then, hasn't it? Anyway, reason Goju Polo is in the competition is to become a god. Not a joke. So it might be possible he will might become the official winner of the game. Who knows? But we'll see. We gotta wait to see his personality, but he seems to be a martial arts type character as a sign of his suit. His belt, the wind belt, is black for him, while the Gojo's and the US Warriors all have gold belts. He's the only outlier. Why is that? And also, he doesn't really use a sword. But it's most likely a different type of being. And he goes with a rock, paper, scissors motif. Like, take swords. Like, Gojo's have paper. Villains have rock. Villains have scissors. And Polar has rock. I didn't even know there was a rock, paper, scissors motif. But it's interesting. And what they could bring something different with this character. Like, what if we could transform something like Guy, but can actually transform the Six Warriors of the past Sentai seasons. Since his belt is different color, it could be more unique. Who knows? We'll just wait for his debut. but I'm really excited for this character. I just love his suit design. Before the official release over the weekend, we love fake leaks of his design on the helmet, that is. Yeah, because obviously because of how they reused Gozyuger on his helmet and just added some slight details to it and changing the colour. Toy wouldn't be that lazy. Because Power Rangers was lazy when it comes to designing helmets. Yeah, looking at you, Cosmic Fury. Vern's helmet was totally lazy. It was just a really lazy design. Yeah, you know, that helmet was a little bit lazy. Because they just reused Amelia's helmet, painted it orange, and added a few spikes onto it. So have designed to make it more unique. Yeah, it is pretty lazy. And I really do want to cover that when I can. Cosmic Fury suits a mixed bag for me. For a lot of reasons. Well, but I think I'll eventually say that for an eventual Cosmic Fury review. Now, it should be a star review. I should probably start reviewing Power Rangers pretty soon or so. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe when I don't have a lot of stuff to do. Alright, let's get into the episode. So I'll do a recap. We did Murtaugh. Shogo's causing havoc with for some reason. Just getting right back at the cafe. Not even sure what's going on. He's going to take us for a speech from Awie's mother. Basically her wind's gone, the Car Ranger wind's gone berserk. Mostly being of insecurities. He says this has never happened before. So it's a possibility that could be used. They can go out of control. So who's the next universe what we're going to be? Where will we probably go? Well, probably won't be getting one for a bit. At least for the next 2 episodes, I guess. Maybe because it's a focus. Hey, Shogo's causing a lot of havoc with his rage. It's a weird scene in the villains. As Miss Sweetcake ends up falling in love with Kuon a bit. You know, she's married to Mr. Shiny Knife. And look, I do like Kuon. He gets a bit of comedy here. As he's obviously flirting with Miss Sweetcake. It's funny. He's obviously just flirting with her. Mr. Shiny Knife's jealous. It's like, Ryan was just confused with the situation. Yeah, it's funny. I just love these villains so far. They're just quite unique. Let me see that Burning Candle and Bouquet may have good sides to them. Possible that they could become good guys by the end of the series. Well, more or less. But unless more a new villain is introduced to shake things up. It was obviously supposed to be the rival character for Waru. You know, basically like Bosco to go to Marvelous. Yeah, that kind of reminds me of that. People who used to be close but no longer now become enemies. But different reasons. But it's kind of similar. Especially he has the same ability as Bosco in a way. As Bosco was able to use 6 Ranger keys, and basically create puppets for him. Basically give them physical forms to in the control. And that's what something that Goryudo does as well, in a way. So, yeah. Anyway, as how we have silly seen, we cut back to Ryugi. Cut back to the cafe where Ryugi explains his backstory. He comes from a wealthy family, but he left home because his parents didn't see him as him. They just saw him as the future leader, a future, basically to take over become the future. Where you got basically head of the family. He becoming a popular successful doctor. Something he wanted. And well, he ended up discovering a book about Taking Sword, and then this world is kind of false or something. That Taking Sword has the power to change it. Well, that's when he became a faithful follower of Taking Sword. Not sure if told me he was old enough. It's been a funny moment with Sumino and Kinjiro. I'm say we get a lot more of Yugi's backstory here, but the only character's backstory we haven't probably delved into was Rikuro. We only heard his backstory. We never saw it. He's got a full explanation for it. But basically, that's Ryugi's wish to become a true follower to take a sword or something like that. I don't know. Anyway, Riku ends up hearing, Shoko's getting close. I mean, Ryugi knew he won't be able to play with her for long, so he's going off to confront her by himself. As he's on the surface now, the others join him. Yeah. She's gone berserk. I feel like she's wearing a delinquent jacket. Red Eraser! I've never seen Car Ranger, but I know it's a pretty goopy season. I'm using a warrior like that, using that one for this episode. Did show up its goopiness in the previous episode, but also show its deeper side with the character Shoko. But hell, Car Ranger's gonna be one hell of a ride when I eventually watch that. Pineapple Traffic Exciting, Geizo Sentai Car Ranger. There's also some of the translations of Brian say. But I don't really know if that's actually what they say, but anyway. There's too many people about though. So I decided to look Shoko or somewhere that's less people around. It kind of leaves a comedic chase. It is very funny, and I'm not going to go out of detail. You just should look it up yourself. It's pretty funny. It's kind of funny. Eventually lure her to a quarry. Typical. When you have a low budget show like that, it's pretty common to see those locations so many times. Doctor Who has that same thing too. I'm not saying it's a problem. I'm just saying it's just one transparent to point out. Like when you watch a lot of these shows, you'll be able to recognize a lot of familiar locations. Like you recognize a lot of the same places in Japan. like that stairwell. There's all kinds of many things. If you watch Sentai long enough, you'll be able to notice that. So yeah. Alright, seeing Shogo's stop powers grow in a berserker mode. Goes in the other Gozyuger to be forced to stop. So Ryugi has no choice but to take care of her. Like, Ryugi can handle himself and fights fine. I really do like his transformation here. It's always the same, but he doesn't do the proper clap. He doesn't do that this time. Like, instead of when the part where you clap when there's a specific part of music, you're a deeper, like a knock-like sound. I only clap once, and it's really cool. In a battle between the two, it's a really cool fight. As Yugi tries his best to get through to her. No, she wants to burn harm because it's dangerous. Yeah. I mean, I ends up learning why Shoko cares. I think Shoko cares about him the most. Not just of him, but someone she really likes. She just can't admit. She just can't admit. But we see how hard. We don't see much about Ryugi's parents. Is that she was scolded by accidentally breaking a plate, but Yugi cheers her up. And it's really cool. Actively young Yugi is interesting. Just saying it looks weird compared to the adult Ryugi because the way he's not because of the outfit, but because his hairstyle, style of glasses he wears. Like, I didn't think he had this type of backstory. Like, when I heard about his description, I thought he was like typical ones, like he studied, like he's a typical profession, like a college degree and stuff. But no. Kind of unique, though. Who do I like so far? Oof, it's a tough question. It's tough, actually. I think I'll go Gozyuger. I really don't know. I like all of them, actually. I really don't have a favourite like this time. I just like all the Gozyugers. Favorite villain? I go with Fire Candle, because I don't know, he's just a lot of fun. His rivalry with whoever was allowed. It's really cool. But okay, so I stop second. Guys, come on. She has her own comedic situations. But like I said, it's possible might get so redeemed by the end. I'm just seeing there's a possibility going off now, but that can easily change. Alright, Ryugi ends up winning the fight. It's really cool. I mean, the moment's interrupted when the villains show up. Shogun wants to take Ryugi away because it's dangerous, but Ryugi's and he has trust in the other Gozyugers. He has trust in their power. Yeah, really cool fights. Well, come on. Ends up pulling a nasty trick by using Miss Sweetcake as a shield in the battle. So yeah, she ends up being what kind of man he is. I like Mr. Shining Life and Miss Sweetcake. They're just funny. They're really unique. They're just a unique villain. Like a dual personality. Well, I know we had that before, but just make it unique. Well, it's not really a dual personality. They're kind of separate people. Kind of. I know how that works, either. Because we didn't have a proper No.1 battle this episode. Or a usual #1 battle proper. We still get the winner segment at the end, winner part at the end. But not the usual ready, go part. So anyway. So a lovely couple grows big. You'll see the fight gown. Someone also got use the Gingaman when she got last time. It's weird. One of the weirdest things when it comes to that. I want to briefly talk about that a sec. But Power Rangers Lost Galaxy is an adaptation. Use the original morph. Yo, would I just do this? But some reason, like some baffling reason, they decided to use the Gingaman sequence in the crossover Lightspeed Rescue. I don't know why. I really don't know. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. It's not a matter of footage. They can easily pull up footage when they can literally pull up a group footage of that. They can easily pull up a footage of all 5 moving together. It's not that hard to edit. It's not that hard. It's not that hard to do when you know it. So I think it just means even more laziness, even though it's such a simple thing to do. At least I think, anyway. I think I'll talk more about that when I review that crossover. But I finally get the crossover reviews their own separate episodes as well. I'll give my thoughts on how. I'd like to give my thoughts on the crossover episodes separately, compared to the actual crossovers. Than the actual, and the first technical crossover in Power Rangers was in Zeo with Alien Rangers. I say technical because they're adapting the first Sentai crossover movie in years, in the 90s. Because they technically was a crossover movie with Sentai, but that's just the first 2, and they technically don't count because, of course, they'll be crossing over. Go Ranger was popular, and Jack was a following season, so it makes sense. It was the first 2 of the series, so that kind of made a lot of sense to do. You get the point. Sorry, I'm off topic. Ryuki ends up battling in Tiger's Sword Yellow. Shoko in the cockpit room as well. Manager's in right. As Ryuki's giving his all, and Shoko starts to believe in him. As when Tiger's Sword grants his strength to help. And Ryuki wins. Winner, Bakugami Ryuki! Is that right? Oh, is that right? Is it Bakugami? Yep, I got it right. Bakugami. So yeah, now Shoko is starting to trust him a lot more. And she decides to go back and tell the master, he won't become home. She even gives him her Sentai ring, saying she's basically out. She just gone just to get him home and stuff. How long have they been since? So how long has it been since the Sentai was started and stuff? It's gonna be curious now. When did this first start? Like this coming battle. This Rim Wars ended before. This is another Rim Wars battle. So when did it start? Like there should be destruction and stuff before that, right? Most likely, but my guess is they were given the battle started when the No.1s appeared. But those who were contract wins were using them for the first time. That's my theory anyway. Anyway, Yugi and Shoko part ways as the episode ends. Next, No.1 battle. We should begin. The aims of information that Take a Sword cannot get married to Take a June. Otherwise the world will end. That's interesting. So stopping the wedding. That's intriguing. So I'm gonna have a fight, but I assume this, but that's just why I assume Goju Polo will be debuting. Since we got the design pretty just this weekend, over the past weekend, my guess is either debuting in this episode, in episode 15 or episode 16. I can't say for sure. We'll just have to wait till Sunday to find out. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. If you enjoy my content, please hit that button. Want to see more? Subscribe channel, notification bell. The always good. I'll see you guys this Sunday for more Gozyuger and Kamen Rider. And maybe sometime other this week for Power Rangers if this is an episode this week. Yeah, right. Sayonara.